President's address here at graduation. It's also one of the most fun and rewarding things a class president gets to do. Please welcome our class of 2022 President, Parker Henrichon. Thank you, Mr. Dzokis. Greetings, faculty, alumni, family, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2022. My name is Parker Henrichon, and I'm honored to speak here today, fulfilling my duty as your elected senior class president. To be honest, the speech has been on my mind for the past year. Speaking in front of a few thousand people is daunting. I've had numerous reminders of how big this moment is and that I need to clear the bar set by my predecessors. So, in preparation, I watched each BHS graduation speech since the inaugural one in 2010, as well as many others online. Each great speech had a theme that brought some humor and tied everything together. I was determined to come up with something that would do just that and would resonate with everyone here today in a time when we are so divided. The political and economic state of the world? Nah, not a great thing. The latest debate on the Moms of Bedford Facebook group? Probably not the unifying theme I was seeking. Then it hit me. There's only one thing that can unite all of us, regardless of our age, gender identity, political affiliation, ethnicity, or religion. Dad jokes. Everyone loves dad jokes. So I have my theme, and I got to work. I started by asking my own dad, what makes a joke a dad joke? He paused and replied, when the joke becomes apparent. Next, I reached out to a family friend, former Bedford resident and current late night host, Seth Myers. He told me, if pro is the opposite of con, doesn't that mean progress is the opposite of Congress? I told him that was a terrible joke. And he replied, I may be a comedian, but I'm also a dad. I only had a couple of weeks to write the speech, edit it, and practice. Looking at the calendar, this day was quickly approaching. I started to worry. However, I was more concerned about the calendar because its days are numbered. Okay, some groans, some laughs. Not what I expected. Let's start by taking a trip down memory lane to 2010. We were all beginning first grade. I remember that first day of school when we all received our school passwords. A formation of random letters followed by the number 22. I recall asking my teacher why we all had the same last two digits for our passwords. He explained the numbers weren't just random, but they represent the year that we would graduate from high school, a notion my 6-year-old brain could not begin to comprehend. Oh, before I go any further, I forgot something. Mr. Dzokis asked me to make a public service announcement for everyone's safety. Please stay away from the outer perimeter of the field, and especially away from the trees. They seem a little shady. Get it? Trees? Shady? Huh? Soon enough, 4th grade arrived, and we experienced our first graduation. Up to this point, the only idea we had of middle school was fueled by passages in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. As we were clapped out of our respective elementary schools, we joined forces at McKelvey. Our class tripled in size, we had lockers, multiple classrooms, and rising expectations. Our journey continued to junior high at Lurgio. We dissected frogs, we climbed Mount Cardigan, and most of us hit puberty, becoming young adults. Others, still waiting for this to happen. After a normalish freshman year at BHS, our sophomore year was anything but. When the pandemic hit, we all had to adapt to remote classrooms and online learning. Many had to forego activities like sports, music, theater, or clubs. Junior year, we were back in the classroom. But we had to wear masks, and we realized once again just how bad our breath was. As school life began to normalize, a new reality set in. It was a lot harder to cheat in person. It was also a lot harder to get away with parking in the visitor lot. Now joke time. What does an illegally parked student and a frog have in common? Toad. Now, here we are as seniors, after getting through it all. We have managed to pass our classes. It is incredible at how resilient we have all had to become. Between mask mandates, vaccines, lockdowns, and social distancing, we've all learned how to manage our time and roll with the punches. I tried coming up with a dad joke about social distancing. This is about as close as I could get. All joking aside, COVID was an extremely difficult experience for all of us, and one that will shape our lives going forward. Every experience, no matter how challenging, comes with growth. Many of the worst storms end in a rainbow. In this case, the pandemic has resulted in individual growth and growth as a class. We have become the leaders of our school. We are role models and have taught our younger schoolmates valuable lessons about patience, resilience, and maturity. That is what I'll remember about the class of 2022. We have our whole lives ahead of us. Some of us are going to college, others may go straight to work, some will go to the military, or maybe you will end up in your parents' basement. Given today's housing market, it actually sounds like a good option. Regardless of what path you take, I encourage you to bring the lessons you have learned at BHS with you. My favorite quote is one from Neil Walsh, who says, "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone." This is a quote which has had great impact on my life, and I challenge everyone here to open the next chapter of your lives, ready to push your limits and do the things you once feared. As I look at the current state of our community and country, we are divided. We have become intolerant of those around us that look, think, and act differently. Step outside your comfort zone. Accept new ideas, new thoughts, new people, and experience a more fulfilled life. My parents have always told me that if everyone was the same, life would be boring. Embrace the notion that we are all in this together. Varied opinions are pathways for debate and growth. There's not one way to exist in this world, and our uniqueness is what makes us great. This is what makes the class of 2022 great. We are a group of nearly 400 unique individuals with so much to offer this world. Today's a day that we will always share, a special day, one that we all should be proud of. Take today to celebrate this tremendous accomplishment. I leave you with one last dad joke, my personal favorite. Don't make fun of me. What does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business! Thank you, class of 2022, for making this past 4 years so special. You made me sad.